Good morning everyone. I am presenting subject seminar on the topic molecular basis of cellular events. Introduction. The term inflammation is derived from the Latin word inflammare, which means burn. Any form of injury to the human body can elicit a series of chemical changes in the injured area. Earlier it was believed that inflammation was contemplated as a single disease caused by disturbances of body fluids. According to the modern concept, inflammation is a healthy process resulting from some disturbance or disease. Inflammation is a response of vascularized tissues to infections and damaged tissues that brings cells and molecules of host defense from the circulation to the sites where they are needed in order to eliminate the offending agents. Signs of inflammation. Cardinal signs of inflammation are rubor, tumor, calor, dolor, and functio lisa, that is loss of function. Types of inflammation. There are two types of inflammation, acute and chronic. In acute, the onset is fast, that is within minutes or hours, and in chronic, onset is slow. It may take up to few days. In acute, cellular infiltrates mostly include neutrophils, and in chronic, cellular infiltrates mostly includes monocytes, macrophages, and lymphocytes. In acute, tissue injury and fibrosis is usually mild and self-limiting, and in chronic, it's severe and progressive. In acute, local and systemic signs are prominent, and in chronic, they are less prominent. Causes of inflammation. Infections, bacterial, viral, fungal, and parasitic, and microbial toxins are among the most common and medically important causes of inflammation. Tissue necrosis elicits inflammation regardless of the cause of cell death, which may include ischemia, trauma, physical, and chemical injury. Foreign bodies such as splinters, dirt, and sutures may elicit inflammation by themselves or because they cause traumatic injury or carry microbes. Immune reactions, also called as hypersensitivity, are reactions in which the normally protective immune system damages the individual's own tissues. Mechanism of inflammation. Mechanism of inflammation represents a chain of organized, dynamic responses including both cellular and vascular events with specific humoral secretions. These pathways involve changing physical location of white blood cells, that is monocytes, basophils, eosinophils, and neutrophils, and plasma cells and fluids at inflamed site. A group of secreted mediators and other signaling molecules such as histamine, prostaglandins, leukotrienes, oxygen and nitrogen derived free radicals, and serotonin are released by immune defense cells principally in the mechanism which can contribute in the event of inflammation. In this image, we can see whenever there is any microbial injury, there is activation of macrophages, dendritic cells, and mast cells. They recognize the microbe and then they lead to a recruitment of leukocytes, which leads to engulfment of the microbe and dead tissues and activation of mediators of inflammation and vasodilatation, which leads to edema. Whatever the inflammatory response is triggered through the two phases, acute and chronic, and each is apparently mediated by a different mechanism. These immune responses, which involve in acute inflammation, can be divided into vascular and cellular events. The responses which occur in microvasculature normally appear in few minutes following tissue injury or microbial infection in the presence of other inflammatory stimuli named vascular events. The occurrence of these processes is rapid and eventually will lead to vasodilatation and subsequently makes the vessels become more permeable. These processes will result in entry of inflammatory mediators and produces interstitial edema. Infiltration of white blood cells from circulatory system is essential during inflammatory responses. A group of chemotactic agents such as microbial endotoxins holding amino terminal, and leukotrienes along with the secretion of basophils such as platelet activating factor, histamine and leukotriene B can stimulate intense leukocyte infiltration within few minutes. Among the leukocytes, neutrophils are the first inflammatory cells that are recruited at the acute inflammatory site. Infiltration of immune cells triggered via complicated mechanism in which white blood cells work together with endothelium in post-capillary venules. Cellular events encompass the successive capture, trundling and firming and adhesion to the microvascular endothelium. These events in the mobilization pathways are arranged by cell adhesion molecules. These CAMs include intracellular adhesion molecules, that is ICAM 1, 2, integrins, and selectin. The selectin group of cell adhesion molecule contains three families P, E, and L. P and E secreted by endothelial cells, and selectin secreted by white blood cells. Coming to role of chemical mediators in acute inflammation. Inflammatory reactions such as vasodilatation is caused by mediators like histamine and prostaglandins. Increased vascular permeability caused by histamine and serotonin complement system. Chemotaxis, leukocyte recruitment and activation caused by tumor necrosis factor, chemokines, complement system. Fever by interleukins, tumor necrosis factor and prostaglandins. Pain by prostaglandins and bradykinin. Tissue damage by lysosomal enzymes of leukocytes and reactive oxygen species. Mediators of inflammation. The mediators of inflammation are the substances that initiate and regulate inflammatory reactions. The most important mediators of acute inflammation are vasoactive amines, lipid products such as prostaglandins and leukotrienes, cytokines including chemokines, and products of complement activation. Here are some of the principal mediators of inflammation, the sources of secretion, and their principal action. Histamine is secreted from mast cells and basophils and platelets, leading to vasodilatation, increased vascular permeability, and endothelial activation. Prostaglandins, which are secreted from mast cells and leukocytes, leads to vasodilatation, pain, and fever. Leukotrienes, secreted from mast cells and leukocytes, leads to increased vascular permeability, chemotaxis, leukocyte adhesion, and activation. Cytokines are secreted from macrophages, endothelial cells, and mast cells. Their action is local and systemic. Chemokines are secreted from leukocytes, activated macrophages, leading to chemotaxis, leukocyte activation. Platelet activating factor secreted from leukocytes and mast cells leads to vasodilatation, increased vascular permeability, leukocyte adhesion, chemotaxis, degranulation, oxidative burst. Complement system which are present in the plasma produced in liver leads to leukocyte chemotaxis and activation, direct target killing and vasodilatation. Kinins which are also present in the plasma leads to increased vascular permeability, smooth muscle contraction, vasodilatation and pain. Now let us see the mediators of inflammation in detail. First, vasoactive amines, which include histamine and serotonin. The two major vasoactive amines, so named because they have important actions of blood vessels, are histamine and serotonin. Histamine causes dilation of arterioles and increase the permeability of venules. Its vasoactive effects are mediated mainly via binding to receptors called H1 receptors on microvascular endothelial cells. Histamine also causes contraction of some smooth muscle cells. Serotonin, which is also called as 5-hydroxytryptamine, is a preformed vasoactive mediator present in platelets and certain neuroendocrine cells. Its primary function is as a neurotransmitter in the gastrointestinal tract. It is also a vasoconstrictor. Arachidonic acid metabolites. The lipid mediators, prostaglandins and leukotrienes are produced from arachidonic acid present in membrane phospholipids and stimulate vascular and cellular reactions in acute inflammation. It does not occur free in the cell but is normally esterified in membrane phospholipids. Production of arachidonic acid metabolites in these cell membrane phospholipids by the enzyme phospholipase leads to the formation of arachidonic acid, which leads to production of cyclooxygenase and lipoxygenase pathway. From the cyclooxygenase, prostaglandins are secreted. Important ones are prostaglandin G2, H2 and prostaglandin I2, which is also known as prostacyclin, which causes vasodilatation and inhibits platelet aggregation. Thromboxane A2, which causes vasoconstriction and promotes platelet aggregation, and prostaglandin D2 and E2, which also causes vasodilatation, increased vascular permeability. Lipoxygenase pathway, which leads to the production of leukotrienes, that is A4, leads to chemotaxis. C4, D4 and E4 leads to bronchospasm, increased vascular permeability. Lipoxin A4 and B4 leads to inhibition of inflammation. Prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are produced by mast cells, macrophages, endothelial cells and many other cell types and involved in the vascular and systemic reactions of inflammation. They are generated by the actions of two cyclooxygenases called COX-1 and COX-2. COX-1 is produced in response to inflammatory stimuli and is also constitutively expressed in most tissues where it may serve a homeostatic function. For example, fluid and electrolyte balance in the kidneys, cytoprotection in the gastrointestinal tract. COX-2 is induced by inflammatory stimuli and thus generates the prostaglandins that are involved in inflammatory reactions, but it is low or absent in most normal cells and tissues. Prostaglandins are divided into series based on structural features and coded by a letter such as D, E, F, G and H and a subscript numeral such as 1 and 2, which indicates the number of double bonds in the compound. The most important ones in inflammation are PGE2, D2, F2A, I2, which is also known as prostacyclin, and thromboxane A2. Some of these enzymes have restricted tissue distribution. For example, platelets contain the enzyme thromboxane synthase, and hence thromboxane A2 is the major product in these cells. Thromboxane A2, a potent platelet aggregating agent and vasoconstrictor, is itself unstable and rapidly converted to its active form thromboxane B2. Vascular endothelium possesses prostacyclin synthase, which is responsible for the formation of prostacyclin I2 and its stable end product prostaglandin F1A. Prostacyclin is a vasodilator and a potent inhibitor of platelet aggregation and also markedly potentiates the permeability, increasing and chemotactic effects of other mediators. Prostaglandin D2 is the major prostaglandin made by mast cells, along with E2, which is also widely distributed. It causes vasodilatation and increases the permeability of postcapillary venules, thus potentiating edema formation. Prostaglandin F2A stimulates the contraction of uterine and bronchial smooth muscles and small arterioles. Prostaglandin D2 is a chemoattractant for neutrophils. In addition to their local effects, the prostaglandins are involved in the pathogenesis of pain and fever in inflammation. Prostaglandin E2 is hyperalgesic and makes the skin hypersensitive to painful stimuli, such as intradermal injection of suboptimal concentrations of histamine and bradykinin. It is also involved in cytokine-induced fever during infection. Leukotrienes. Leukotrienes are produced by leukocytes and mast cells by the action of lipoxygenase and are involved in vascular and smooth muscle reactions and leukocyte recruitment. Leukotriene B4 is a potent chemotactic agent and activator of neutrophils, causing aggregation and adhesion of the cells to venular endothelium, generation of reactive oxygen species, and release of lysosomal enzymes. The cysteine containing leukotrienes, such as leukotriene C4, D4, and E4, causes intense vasoconstriction, bronchospasm, and increased permeability of venules. Leukotrienes are more potent than histamine in increasing vascular permeability and causing bronchospasm. Lipoxins. Lipoxins are also generated from arachidonic acid by the lipoxygenase pathway. But unlike prostacyclins and leukotrienes, the lipoxins suppress inflammation by inhibiting the recruitment of leukocytes. They inhibit neutrophil chemotaxis and adhesion to endothelium. They are also unusual in that two cell populations are required for the transcellular biosynthesis of these mediators. Pharmacological inhibitors of prostaglandins and leukotrienes include cyclooxygenase inhibitors, which include aspirin and NSAIDs such as ibuprofen. They inhibit both COX-1 and COX-2 and thus inhibit prostaglandin synthesis. Hence, their efficacy is proved in treating pain and fever. Others include lipoxygenase inhibitors, corticosteroids, and leukotriene receptor antagonists. Some of the principal actions of arachidonic acid metabolites in inflammation are vasodilatation caused by prostaglandin I2, E1, E2, and D2. Vasoconstriction caused by thromboxane A2, leukotrienes C4, D4, and E4. Increased vascular permeability by leukotrienes C4, D4, and E4. Chemotaxis and leukocyte adhesion by leukotriene B4. Coming to cytokines and chemokines. Cytokines are proteins produced by many cell types, principally activated lymphocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells, but also by the endothelial, epithelial, and connective tissue cells that mediate and regulate immune and inflammatory reactions. Tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1. Tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 serve critical roles in leukocyte recruitment by promoting adhesion of leukocytes to endothelium and their migration through vessels. These cytokines are produced mainly by activated macrophages and dendritic cells. Tumor necrosis factor is also produced by T lymphocytes and mast cells, and interleukin 1 is produced by some epithelial cells as well. Role of cytokines in inflammation. In acute inflammation, they are secreted from macrophages, mast cells, and T lymphocytes, and they stimulate expression of endothelial adhesion molecules and secretion of other cytokines. Interleukin 1 secreted from macrophages, endothelial cells, and some epithelial cells. Its action is similar to tumor necrosis factor, but it has a greater role in fever. Interleukin 6 secreted from macrophages and other cells leads to systemic effects such as release of acute phase proteins. Chemokines secreted from macrophages, endothelial cells, T lymphocytes, mast cells, and other cell types leads to recruitment of leukocytes to the site of inflammation, migration of cells in normal tissues. And interleukin 17 secreted from T lymphocytes help in recruitment of neutrophils and monocytes. In chronic inflammation, interleukin 12 secreted from dendritic cells and macrophages leads to increased production of interferon gamma. Interferon gamma secreted from T lymphocytes and NK cells leads to activation of macrophages, leading to increased ability to kill microbes and tumor cells. Interleukin 17 secreted from T lymphocytes leads to recruitment of neutrophils and monocytes. Here are some major roles of cytokines. In local inflammation, tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 leads to increased expression of adhesion molecules and increased permeability. They lead to activation of leukocytes and release of chemokines. Their systemic protective effects are seen in brain by the mediators such as tumor necrosis factor, interleukin 1 and interleukin 6. It leads to the onset of fever, which is a defense mechanism of the body. Interleukin 1 and 6 on the liver causes release of acute phase proteins. Tumor necrosis factor, interleukin 1 and 6 on the bone marrow leads to leukocyte production. Systemic pathological effects. On the heart, tumor necrosis factor leads to decreased cardiac output. Tumor necrosis factor on the endothelial cells and blood vessels leads to formation of thrombus and increased vascular permeability. Tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 on skeletal muscle leads to insulin resistance. Chemokines. Chemokines are a family of small proteins that act primarily as chemoattractants for specific types of leukocytes. Chemokines may be displayed at high concentrations attached to proteoglycans on the surface of endothelial cells and in the extracellular matrix. They have two main functions. In acute inflammation, inflammatory chemokines are the ones whose production is induced by microbes and other stimuli. These chemokines stimulate leukocyte attachment to endothelium by acting on leukocytes to increase the affinity of integrins, and they stimulate migration, that is chemotaxis of leukocytes in tissues to the site of infection or tissue damage. Maintenance of tissue architecture. Some chemokines are produced constitutively in tissues and are sometimes called homeostatic chemokines. Complement system. The complement system is a collection of soluble proteins and membrane receptors that function mainly in host defense against microbes and in pathologic inflammatory reactions. The critical step in complement activation is the proteolysis of the third and most abundant component, that is C3. Cleavage of C3 can occur by one of the three pathways. The classical pathway, which is triggered by fixation of C1 to antibody that has combined with antigen. The alternative pathway, which can be triggered by microbial surface molecules like endotoxin or LPS. The lectin pathway, which is in which plasma mannose binding lectin binds to carbohydrates on microbes. All three pathways of complement activation lead to formation of an active enzyme called C3 convertase, which splits C3 into two functionally distinct fragments, C3A and C3B. Here we can see the effector functions of C5A and C3A in inflammation, which leads to recruitment and activation of leukocytes, leading to destruction of microbes by leukocytes. C3b, which leads to phagocytosis, that is recognition of bound C3b by phagocyte C3b receptor, leading to phagocytosis of microbe. And formation of MAC complex, that is membrane attack complex, leads to lysis of microbes. Other mediators of inflammation include platelet activating factor, secretion from platelets, basophils, mast cells, neutrophils, macrophages, and endothelial cells. Its important function is platelet aggregation, vasoconstriction, and bronchoconstriction, and at low concentrations, it induces vasodilatation and increased venular permeability. Kinins. Kinins are vasoactive peptides derived from plasma proteins called kininogens by the action of specific proteases called kallikreins. Bradykinin. It increases vascular permeability and causes contraction of smooth muscle, dilation of blood vessels, and pain when injected into the skin. Here is the kinin pathway. Factor 12 leads to activation of factor 12A, which is pre-kallikrein activator, which is present in the plasma, which is converted into kallikrein, and kininogen, which is present in the plasma, is converted into bradykinin by kallikrein. Neuropeptides. Neuropeptides are secreted by sensory nerves and various leukocytes. Substance P and neurokinin A are produced in the central and peripheral nervous systems. Nerve fibers containing substance P are prominent in the lung and gastrointestinal tract. Substance P has many biologic functions, including the transmission of pain signals, regulation of blood pressure, stimulation of hormone secretion by endocrine cells, and increasing vascular permeability. Inducible nitric oxide synthesis. Nitric oxide is a neurotransmitter involved in vascular homeostasis and maintain host defense. Nitric oxide activates protein kinase pathways such as the mitogen activating protein kinase involved in inflammation, making it a key enzyme in the inflammatory response. Mitogen activating protein kinase are involved in the cascade responsible for induction of expression of inflammatory cytokines. Aside from being an effector molecule in inflammation, nitric oxide is a highly reactive free radical. The radical state means the molecule has a lone electron that allows it to react with other molecules in order to reach the octet state to be stable. Reactive oxygen species and oxidative stress. Inflammation generates large quantities of reactive oxygen species that, when overproduced and not eliminated, can lead to damage at the site of inflammation, which can lead to recruitment of more immune cells. The oxidants are produced by the body for physiological functions such as nitric oxide, which is required for neurotransmission, or as byproducts of cellular processes such as superoxide produced by nicotinamide adenosine diphosphate oxidase during the electron transport chain. Free radicals can be generated during an inflammatory response called the respiratory burst. The respiratory burst is when immune cells such as phagocytes and macrophages release noxious molecules such as nitric oxide, hypochlorous and hydroxyl radicals in order to kill harmful bacteria and viruses. The free radical species can come from the external environment as well as in form of smoke, ultraviolet radiation, pesticides and air pollution. Here we can see oxygen coming from the respiratory chain complex 1 and complex 3, which is converted into superoxide ion and hydrogen peroxide, which is converted into water and hydroxyl radicals. This leads to production of reactive nitrogen species and oxygen species. If it is produced in the normal quantity, it leads to physiological signaling such as growth, hormone synthesis and inflammation. If there is overproduction, it damages DNA, proteins and lipids. Outcomes of acute inflammation. All acute inflammatory reactions typically have one of the three outcomes. Complete resolution. All inflammatory reactions, once they have succeeded in eliminating the offending agent, should end with restoration of the site of acute inflammation to normal. This is called resolution. Healing by connective tissue replacement, scarring or fibrosis. This occurs after substantial tissue destruction, when the inflammatory injury involves tissues that are incapable of regeneration, or when there is abundant fibrin exudation in tissues or in serous cavities, such as pleura, peritoneum, that cannot be adequately cleared. Progression of the response to chronic inflammation. Acute to chronic transition occurs when the acute inflammatory response cannot be resolved as a result of either the persistence of the injurious agent or some interference with the normal process of healing. Chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a response of prolonged duration, that is weeks or months, in which inflammation, tissue injury and attempts at repair coexist in varying combinations. The inflammation of chronic events are distinguished by mononuclear cell infiltration, for example monocyte and lymphocytes, fibroblast proliferation, collagen fibers and connective tissue formation, which ultimately results in 2 mm granulomas. With chronic inflammation, the tissue degeneration is normally mediated by nitrogen species, proteases and other reactive oxygen species released from infiltrated inflammatory cells. Causes of chronic inflammation: persistent infections by microorganisms that are difficult to eradicate, such as mycobacteria and certain viruses, fungi, and parasites. These organisms often evoke an immune reaction called delayed type of hypersensitivity reaction. Hypersensitivity diseases. Chronic inflammation plays an important role in a group of diseases that are caused by excessive and inappropriate activation of the immune system. Under certain conditions, immune reactions develop against the individual's own tissues, leading to autoimmune diseases. Prolonged exposure to potentially toxic agents, either exogenous or endogenous. An example of exogenous agent is particulate silica, a non-degradable inanimate material. When inhaled for prolonged periods, result in inflammatory lung disease called silicosis. Atherosclerosis is thought to be a chronic inflammatory process of the arterial wall, induced, at least in part, by excessive production and tissue deposition of endogenous cholesterol and other lipids. Coming to mediators of chronic inflammation, role of macrophages. The dominant cells in most chronic inflammatory reactions are macrophages, which contribute to the reaction by secreting cytokines and growth factors that act on various cells by destroying foreign invaders and tissues, and by activating other cells, notably T lymphocytes. Macrophages are tissue cells derived from hematopoietic stem cells in the bone marrow and from progenitors in the embryonic yolk sac and fetal liver during early development. There are two major pathways of macrophage activation: classical and alternative. Classically activated macrophages leads to formation of reactive oxygen species, nitric oxide, lysosomal enzymes. Its microbicidal actions are phagocytosis and killing of many bacteria and fungi, and formation of interleukin 1, 12, 23 and chemokine, which leads to inflammation. And alternatively activated macrophages leads to release of growth factors such as tumor growth factor beta, interleukin 10 and tumor growth factor beta, which leads to tissue repair, fibrosis, and has got anti-inflammatory effects. Macrophages, like the other type of phagocytes like neutrophils, ingest and eliminate microbes and dead tissues. Macrophages initiate the process of tissue repair and are involved in scar formation and fibrosis. Macrophages secrete mediators of inflammation such as cytokines and eicosanoids. Macrophages display antigens to lymphocytes and respond to signals from T cell. Here we can see the role of macrophages. In the chronic inflammation, it leads to activation of neutrophils, leading to necrosis and tissue damage. And in case of injury, in the chronic inflammation, macrophages are activated, which helps in the tissue repair. Role of lymphocytes. Microbes and other environmental antigens activate T and B lymphocytes, which amplify and propagate chronic inflammation. By virtue of their ability to secrete cytokines, CD4 plus T lymphocytes promote inflammation and influence the nature of the inflammatory reaction. Th1 cells produce the cytokine interferon gamma, which activates macrophages by the classical pathway. Th2 cells secrete interleukin 4, 5 and 13, which recruit and activate eosinophils and are responsible for the alternative pathway of macrophage activation. Th17 cells secrete interleukin 17 and other cytokines, which induce the secretion of chemokines responsible for recruiting neutrophils and monocytes into the reaction. Lymphocytes and macrophages interact in a bidirectional way, and these interactions play an important role in propagating chronic inflammation. Macrophages display antigens to T cells, express membrane molecules called co-stimulators, and produce cytokines such as interleukin 12 and other that stimulate T cell responses. Activated T lymphocytes in turn produce cytokines which recruit and activate macrophages, promoting more antigen presentation and cytokine secretion. Here in this we can see the T lymphocytes, activated T lymphocytes such as Th1 and Th17, which leads to leukocyte recruitment and helps in inflammation, and activated macrophages, which releases tumor necrosis factor interleukin 1 and chemokine, which also leads to leukocyte recruitment and inflammation. Eosinophils. Eosinophils are abundant in immune reactions mediated by IgE and in parasitic infections. Eosinophils have granules that contain major basic protein, a highly cationic protein that is toxic to parasites but also causes lysis of mammalian epithelial cells. Mast cells. Mast cells are widely distributed in connective tissues and participate in both acute and chronic inflammatory reactions. Mast cells are also present in chronic inflammatory reactions, and because they secrete a plethora of cytokines, they may promote inflammatory reaction in different situations. Giant cells. A few examples of multinucleated giant cells exist in normal tissues, such as osteoclast in the bone, trophoblast in placenta, and megakaryocytes in the bone marrow. Giant cells in inflammation include foreign body type of giant cells. These contain numerous nuclei which are uniform in size and shape and resemble the nuclei of macrophages. Langerhans giant cells, Totten giant cells, and Ashkoff giant cells. Inhibition of inflammatory mediators. Inflammation, acute or chronic, could be resolved by inhibiting inflammatory mediators, quenching of radicals, and prevention of oxidative stress. Inhibition can be reversible or irreversible depending on the pathway, molecule, or process being targeted. Inhibition can target expression or production of the mediator or its activity directly. In order to inhibit inflammation at the level of expression of the mediators, NFK beta would be an attractive target since it is responsible for the upregulation of the expression of the inducible enzyme systems. Preventing or downregulating NFK beta translocation to the nucleus would result in less COX-2 and INOS expression, which could lead to which could reduce or eliminate the inflammatory response. Modulating expression of the inducible enzyme systems by inhibiting NFK beta translocation would probably downregulate inflammation in chronic conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis and atherosclerosis. Coming to systemic effects of inflammation, fever. Cytokines such as tumor necrosis factor and interleukin 1 stimulate production of prostaglandins in hypothalamus, leading to the onset of fever. Production of acute phase proteins such as C-reactive protein and others. Synthesis stimulated by cytokines, that is interleukin 6 and others, acting on liver cells. Leukocytosis. Cytokines, colony stimulating factors, stimulate production of leukocytes from precursors in the bone marrow. In some severe infections, septic shock, fall in blood pressure, disseminated intravascular coagulation, metabolic abnormalities induced by high levels of tumor necrosis factors and other cytokines. Conclusion. Although inflammation is very important in the elimination of pathogens and other causes of inflammation, a prolonged inflammatory process has been shown to result in chronic disease processes that may eventually result in organ failure or damage. Thus, limiting the inflammatory process by the use of anti-inflammatory agents is important in controlling this process and limiting its course. These are my references. Thank you.